Hi there, it's Cassandra here with Willow Heart Prims. I wanted to show you how I make my clay snowman or pumpkin heads. So you'll need a rolling pin or something to roll it out. I use an X-Acto knife, clay, and I use just a spritz of water and something smooth that's not dirty like this under here that will get all over your clay. But even if you get it a little dirty, it's okay, because you'll either paint it or stain it. So this is the clay that I prefer to use. It is expensive, however, you can get it at Hobby Lobby when it goes on sale for 40, I think it's 40% off. But it is expensive. I have tried other clay and they just don't work how I like them to work. So I just pull out a good chunk of clay and I'll seal this up when I'm done. And then I will work the clay out a little bit. And what I like to do is to get if you want a wonky shaped head and you don't want it to be just completely round and you want a flat bottom, you just press down and you have a flat bottom, or you can press to the side and give it a little wonky of a head. You can also sand down a shape that you would like. It's messy, so you have to take it outside. And I prefer to use these styrofoam balls because they have the grippiness to them. I have tried the round, smooth ones. I don't like them because I have to add tape around them just so that the clay can adhere to the styrofoam. That's just been my experience. It might be something different for you or someone else, but I prefer these. So now that I got my head squished down and how I want it, clean that off and roll out the clay. And if my clay has wrinkles or anything like that in it, I'm okay with that. Because it's supposed to be, I'm making a vintage or a primitive looking one. So it's okay if it has those cracks in it. So I roll it out to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe a little thinner. And then I will take and spritz my clay. And I always like to start at the head, the top of the head. And then I just work it on there. And then work it around. And you'll get a big clunk of clay down here. So then I just pull that off until I'm ready to, blend it all in. And then you just massage it around and get it squished down. Sometimes you might not have to add any extra clay, because you'll have a big lump of it down here, and I just work it around my little wonky part where I squish that part of the head down. And you can spritz it to help blend it a little bit better. And if you are working the clay around and you feel like you have an air pocket under there, I don't feel any air pockets around here, but what you can do is you can just, if you feel an air pocket, and you'll be able to feel it because it'll feel like it doesn't adhere to the styrofoam. And then what all you have to do is wherever that, wherever you feel that air pocket, you just cut it. You can open it up, spritz a little water, and mend it back up. So yeah, that is pretty much our little head. And you'll find it'll have little wrinkles in it. I don't mind that because there are no perfect snowballs, no perfect snowmen, and I'm okay with the wrinkles and the imperfections. And then what I like to do is find where that wonky part of his head was that I pressed down. I think it's this side over here. There. And then what I like to do to make it look similar to my fabric snowman heads is I like to just give it 4 sections. These are great for pumpkins as well. And then I like to find the side of the head, which side I like to make his face on. Like I said, I can't see his wonkiness too much, and that's okay. It just didn't pan out how I wanted it to. So to get his, where's the paintbrush at? I will normally use, okay, so I'm using this as his face. This side is his face, because it's the widest. I made this the widest because I like their eyes to be far apart. And I'm just gonna put a couple little holes in there. And then I take my X-Acto knife and just kind of rough it up in there where I'm gonna put his eye. Then I just pinch off a piece. That's too big. And then I rough up this side. And a little bit of water so it can adhere to it. And then I like to take a paintbrush and just kind of blend the eye in there a little bit. And work it around. I'm getting too much water in there, but that's okay. I'm gonna work it around, blend it into this, work it down into there so it'll adhere to it. Now let's work on this other eye. I may need to make this hole a little bit bigger. So I think I might want his eye to sit down in there a little bit more than the other eye. That eye's a little bit bigger, but it's not bothering me any. I don't mind. Then you just go like this. And then if you have a stick for his nose ready, you can go ahead and get that ready and put the nose in there just so that you will have the hole before the clay dries, but I don't have a stick-on hand, so I'm going to put this hole right in here like that. And now I'm going to make his mouth. And I like them to have an X for a mouth, like I would on my fabric snowman. But you can make whatever mouth you want. So if I decided, oh, I don't like that, so then I would go over it. I could take a paintbrush and just erase it. Or I could do just a mouth like that, and then we could paint him in. And then I like to give him some eyebrows. And voila. And then he's going to take about, I don't know, 2 to 4 days to dry because it's winter and it's wet. Well, not wet, but it's damp outside. So humidity's up a little bit, but there he is. Super easy. And then, like I said, you could turn this into a pumpkin minus the nose and put it at the top up here. Just don't put that in there and just put it there, and then you've got a little pumpkin dude. Yeah. I like these lines to be more deep so that when I paint and put the glaze over them, it will show through. And if you did a pumpkin, then you would just add more lines. There you go. There you have it. His mouth's protruding out a little bit right there. There you go. And then you can just do little tweaks here and there. Clay is forgiving, so you can, I have found it to be forgiving. Some people may not. Some people may not like working with it, but I like it. So there you go. All right. I hope you have fun making you some clay snowman heads. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.